Good morning, Central High School, and thank you for joining us on this February 23rd edition of The Circuit. I'm Rishan Daniel.
And I'm Patricia Hurd.
Today we'll cover Black History Month, Sports Central, the recent mass shooting tragedy, and more.
The month of February is known as Black History Month.
It's a month to celebrate great African American leaders and their achievements.
Here's more on what meaning the month holds for students around the school.
In 1976, all of America began celebrating Black History Month annually to recognize important people and events in Black American history. Since then, other countries such as Canada, the UK, Germany, and the Netherlands have picked up on the event and now celebrate it annually as well. This event first started off as Negro History Week, created by historian Carter G. Woodson in 1926. This event was only celebrated in certain cities in the nation. However, 50 years later, 1976, every U.S. president since has officially designated the month of February to be Black History Month. Some important things that people think about when we celebrate Black History Month are the movement's creators, motivators, leaders, and amendments. All the things that have influenced and affected lives of African Americans all over the nation. To the Black Panthers, the NAACP, Nat Turner, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, poets like Ishmael Reed and Langston Hughes, motions and protests like the Black Arts Movement, Black Lives Matter protests, Black Trans protests, and the Black Aesthetic Movement.
I would say LeBron James because he always does his part and speaks up whenever he needs to.
All of A$AP Mob.
Malcolm X.
I'd probably have to say Angela Davis.
Viola Davis. She's making a path for young Black actors like me to really get on our feet in this dog eats dog industry.
Amara La Negra, right? And she is really opening doors for Afro-Latinos.
When we think of the strength of Black people, we think about overcoming slavery. We think about the confidence and bravery and courage to take over segregation. We think about fighting for equality and justice. These are the things that all heavily affect Blacks all over the world.
I would say strong and fearless.
Super strong-minded, protective over family, very family oriented.
Beauty. I think of confidence and being unapologetically proud.
Strong.
Independent.
Black Americans have completely spiced up the scene of American culture. Fashion, hairstyles, music, even popular dances that we now see.
Latinas have afros. They have afros too, and they have dark, beautiful skin.
Being Black is awesome. It's not anything to be ashamed of.
Black Americans have contributed enormous innovations to American society, such as blood banks, gas masks, and mailboxes. Little things that are now pretty important that we still use today. When you think of Black History Month, think of the Black Americans who brought us here today. Celebrate for the ones who are no longer with us, for the ones from the past, present, and the future, for the activists of our nation, the challengers. This month,
how are you going to gain knowledge about Black history?
Thanks. It's interesting seeing many African American achievements throughout history. Talking about achievements, we have a brand new Sports Central this week.
Covering the action around the school, here's T-Mac and Julia.
Welcome to Sports Central. I'm Julia Matthews.
And I'm Taylor McCarson, and that's what's going on with Central Sports.
Lady Chargers soccer is off to a strong start in district with a record of 4-1 and are currently second place. They have home games against Weatherford and Timber this week, so make sure to come out and show your support.
And on the boys' side, Central Football Club is off to a 2-2 record, putting them in the 5th spot for district. They have 2 away games this week against Weatherford and Timber.
Swimming is deep into their season, and they have sent 2 swimmers to the state meet at the University of Texas. Congratulations and good luck to Donald Scott and Reagan Gutchess.
Wrestling had their regional meet last Friday as they sent a total of 11 people to Haltom to compete to make it to state.
The boys basketball team finished their season with a district record of 8-4 and an overall record of 23-10, finishing second in the district and making playoffs for the first time since the 2011-2012 season.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Central.
Back to Rishan and Patricia in the studio.
Thanks and congrats to all the teams that have won games the past weeks. Turning something a little different, we have another throwback segment for you today.
Students around the school were given challenging questions to answer quickly.
Let's see how it went and how many were actually able to answer them correctly.
Okay, what has one eye but cannot see?
I don't know.
A needle.
Ah. What has hands but cannot clap?
A clock.
This man's a genius.
I'm tall when I'm young and I'm short.
No, you're not.
I'm tall when I'm young and I'm short when I'm old. What am I?
Me.
You're not short.
Oh, yeah, I'm a whole lot taller when I was young.
A candle.
Oh, okay.
If I drink, I die. If I eat, I'm fine. No. Fire.
Fires can't eat, so that's not true.
They like eat stuff in their
Wrong.
What can you catch but can't throw?
Yeah, you can't. A disease.
Yeah, that's a cool.
What has one eye but cannot see? What?
A cyclops? A monster?
They can see those.
I know. What has hands but cannot clap?
I don't know.
Clock.
Clock? What can you catch but cannot throw?
A cold. A cold?
What travels around the world but stays in one spot?
Oh no. I don't know.
A stamp.
A stamp.
Alright. What word becomes shorter when you add two letters to it?
I'm just gonna say the first word that comes to my head.
What travels around the world but stays in one spot?
Do I have options? What travels around the world but stays in one spot? I don't know.
A stamp.
A stamp? How am I supposed to know that?
What can you catch but cannot throw?
I can catch feelings.
A cold. A cold.
I give up. I'm done with this. I can't do it. Oh God.
Thank you.
Concluded our interview session. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you guys. That looked pretty fun. On a serious note, the nation has experienced multiple mass shootings over the past year.
2017 is the deadliest year of mass shootings in U.S. history according to the Gun Violence Archives.
And the most recent, an expelled former student massacred many at a high school in Parkland, Florida on Valentine's Day.
Here's Kaylee with more details and some feelings from CHS.
Imagine waking up on Valentine's Day, ready to see your friends or significant others, getting ready for another day of learning and socializing, not even thinking that it might be your last day. School should be a safe place for all students. However, February 14th would no longer be a day of love at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It would be remembered as a day of terror. Nicholas Cruz, 19, faces 17 counts of premeditated murder. The AR-15 that was used was purchased legally at Sunrise Tactical Supply. In his childhood, he lost both of his parents. His father died several years ago and his mother died in November. He had been expelled from his high school and posted pictures of weapons and dead animals on social media. Cruz had a very troubled past at school and had been expelled for having ammo in his backpack. It is said that he was wearing a gas mask and carrying smoke grenades as he shot his way into the school. Cruz had previously warned social media that he was going to be a professional school shooter. Cruz also had a relationship with a girl and was rumored to be abusive towards her. Her current boyfriend and himself had gotten into a fight over this. Sources state that he bought the AR-15 in the past year and had passed the background check somehow. The leader of a white nationalist militia called the Republic of Florida and said that Cruz was a member of the group and participated in their exercises.
Arrived at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland at 2:19 p.m. on Wednesday. He shot people inside 5 classrooms on the first and second floor of the freshman building. He set off the fire alarm to lure kids into the hallways. The kids were evacuating the school when the alarm went silent and gunshots interrupted the eerie silence. He set down his gun and the other belongings and fled to blend in with the other students. The shooting is the 18th school shooting since January, and this is the 8th most deadly shooting in modern U.S. history. 17 people were killed and 15 were taken to the hospital, 3 of them in serious critical condition. The state of Florida is covering all the funeral expenses of the students who lost their lives.
So what now? Thoughts and condolences are greatly appreciated, but it's time for us to take real action against this ongoing violence. So what are your next steps as a high school student? Do you think gun control will fix this? Should schools have more security? Where do we go now?
Gun violence is definitely a difficult issue the country faces with tough challenges ahead.
On that note, that's all we have for you today, Central. Thanks for tuning in.
For news and more, be sure to check out centralhighhub.com, and for news and entertainment, you can see it on the circuit.
Have a great Friday, Central.